This is a typical Passover setting, Seder table. It reminds us of the enslavery of the Jews and the escape from Egypt and how they traveled through the desert. It's very important that all the parts of the table have meaning and significance. So the Seder plate is quite special and has a special meaning for each part of it. The horseradish reminds us of the bitter enslavement of our forefathers in Egypt. The lettuce as well, we need 2 parts for bitter enslavement. And the lettuce will always be dipped in a little bit of salt water, which reminds us of the tears that were shed when the Jews fled Israel. So here is the salt water. The egg reminds us of the offerings of the Holy Temple. And the shank bone was the paschal offering of the lamb during the time of the temple. The parsley, a remembrance of spring, because it was always celebrated in spring. And then we have a mixture of apple, nuts, a little bit of red wine, some sugar and cinnamon, which basically is called charosis or mortar. And that was the mortar that was used to build the temple. The significance of the matzah is that when the Jews were in the desert, they couldn't rise bread, and bread needs longer than 18 minutes to rise. So matzah cannot be baked for longer than 18 minutes. That's why it's unleavened bread, and it's eaten over the 8 days of Passover. We always will eat it with a little bit of charosis, which is the apple and the wine, to remind us of what happened when they built the temple, and also of the bitter herbs, so we remember the slavery that they went through. And lastly, everybody will be required to drink about 4 cups of wine to remind us of our forefathers. They should be full cups, followed by a traditional, beautiful meal of chicken soup and knedlach or matzah balls with meat and vegetables. It's family time. It's about us reminding us of our forefathers and of being together.
Sharon starts her dinner preparations by making the soup. The recipe calls for fresh carrots and celery as well as a chopped onion. With all the veggies in the pot, she adds in a whole chicken and a packet of giblets, followed by water and stock powder.
Bring it to a boil first, then turn it down and let it simmer for about 3 hours so that everything is very, very soft.
Meanwhile, start on the matzo balls by beating together 4 eggs along with sugar, salt, cinnamon, matzo meal and water. Refrigerate the mixture for an hour, then shape the dough into small balls with wet hands and gently drop each into boiling water.
So while the matzo balls are simmering, we're going to have a look at our chicken soup, which has been boiling for about 3 hours. It's falling apart, it's absolutely beautiful, and it smells delicious. We want to strain the chicken out, and I'm only going to use the vegetables when I liquidize.
Return the veggies to the pot along with the stock and then blitz till smooth.
Right, it's a perfect consistency. It's beautiful. Can you see the color that you've got from the carrots in there? And now all I'm waiting for is for my matzo balls to finish to serve with the soup.
Let's recap. For the soup, use carrots, celery and onions. Put it into a pot with a whole chicken and giblets. Add water and chicken stock. For the matzo balls, beat eggs, add salt, sugar, cinnamon, matzo meal, water and mix together. Place the dumplings into hot water while you strain the soup. Puree only the carrots mixed with the liquid from the broth. You can find the recipe on Expresso's website and Facebook page, or SMS the keyword soup to 33728 for a link to the recipe. That's soup to 33728. SMS cost R1.50, T's and C's to apply, no free SMSs.
Nothing like a good bowl of chicken soup, and my matzo balls are light and fluffy. A delicious bowl of chicken soup with matzo balls, perfect for Passover.
We wish our Jewish viewers a joyous Pesach.